Hey everybody, welcome to the Creative Differences Podcast. I'm Colin.
I'm Gabby.
I'm Dallas.
And this is our Throwback Thursday for Maleficent. Because Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, is coming out today. So we're talking about the first one, before we talk about the second one eventually. First issue on the docket, Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Is this your first time having watched Maleficent? It's not. Let me answer that for you. Cool. Do you remember your first time watching it?
It
Yes.
was at a theater. I'm just kidding.
Probably.
It was at a theater. Yeah, I watched it with Kayla, and I was bored. And then I went home and went about my life.
Okay. Gabby, is this your first time watching Maleficent?
No, I saw it when it came out in theaters, and it made me angry.
Ooh.
All right.
Colin,
Well, Dallas?
is this your first time watching Maleficent?
It was. I did not see this movie when it came out because I didn't care. And so I saw it for this. And man.
Right?
Ooh.
Yep.
Let's get into it.
All right, why not?
Dallas,
Yes.
how do you feel about the story of this movie?
I don't remember it. So here's the thing.
Okay.
We were all supposed to watch this movie.
We were.
Within like the past few days.
Uh-huh.
And
I did.
You didn't.
You didn't.
there were technical difficulties when I tried to watch the movie legally. And rather than do
like-
things illegally, because I don't do that,
Okay.
that's just bad.
All right.
I
Now
was
I
like,
feel like
well,
you're...
Can't do
I'm
my
not a
job.
criminal. I can't watch this movie. Sorry. So I didn't. So yeah, I don't remember the story. I remember some about it. I remember like, the wings, they get cut off.
Yeah.
They're like, kill the
That
fairy.
scene was
Definitely
super
happens.
Beat the
rapey.
king. And then he was like, I'm just going to cut her wings off. And she woke up like, no. And then some things.
That scene was fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, you basically... Yeah.
Yeah.
He basically
actually watched the
drugged
movie
her and
recently.
raped her.
I did. Man, the first half hour of this movie slaps. I love the first half hour of this movie.
Really?
Wait, is the wing rape in the first hour?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Like, I love the first half hour of the movie up until Maleficent, like, takes the throne of fairyland or whatever. I was like, yeah, I'm here for this. This is great. Then the rest of the movie happened, and I just didn't care.
Also, time out, Gabby. I thought you loved when people drug people and then take things from them.
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
Wait, no, they didn't.
No.
drug the
But
woman.
this time, it's a man.
I'm talking about Hustler.
Fuck all y'all.
I'm just saying, you were very, very excited about the drugging and stealing in the Hustlers. You were all about
I
it.
wasn't excited. I was rooting for the main characters. There's a difference.
Interesting. Okay. So, yes, how do you feel about the story in this movie?
This movie could have been a bad bitch, and then it wasn't.
Man,
was
put
so
that on
mad.
a DVD cover.
I really want to just start
Like-
singing Truth Hurts right now. I'm not going to do it, but man,
Yeah,
we're halfway there.
No, but I was going to. Like, this movie had the potential to be like PG-13 or not R because it's Disney. So like PG-13 and like really be about a villain and like, I didn't have to like Maleficent, but like let me root for her evil. But instead they wanted to like somehow make her good and then like have it geared towards children.
Yeah.
And so I went in thinking, oh, I'm about to watch this bad bitch be bad, and I'm gonna be rooting for her for some reason, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna look at Sleeping Beauty and I'm gonna look at Maleficent, and it's gonna be this great gray area, and like really just give me a completely different perspective, and also like really just get in with the evil, right? And instead they made it this corny freaking BS of a story. And like friggin' like it had so much potential, and I was like, yeah, and then I watched it and I was like, I just wasted my time. And I paid for this. Like I paid for this. They could have just forgotten about the children and made it into like you know what I mean? Like made it into like
No,
a
it's a Disney
PG-13
movie.
dark movie.
Forget our target audience. Let's just make
Well,
it
that's the
not
thing
anybody
is like they could have for a minute forgotten about the kids and really made it like a dark, like pirate, like the first Pirates movie was like dark.
They all are, and we all saw them as children.
Exactly. So like they could have made Maleficent like
You're saying
really.
like they didn't have to soften it so much.
Yeah, they softened it way too much and they made it like whimsical when I feel like they could have just gone and told us a story about a villain and like, tested their audience a little bit and really explored something villainous. And instead they just were like, oh no, she's actually a good guy the whole time, guys. Just kidding. Like, and I was like, no.
So between this and our last Throwback Thursday, which was Zombieland, I'm starting to think you just hate good people.
I don't hate good people.
Whoa,
Here's the thing.
Well, hold on, wait.
Whoa.
As the one person at this table whose favorite Disney movie growing up was Sleeping Beauty,
Ooh, interesting.
I actually agree that I went into that movie wanting Maleficent to be dark and evil, and
Yeah,
I was expecting a dark, edgy movie, and I got a good Maleficent, which isn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I was very disappointed.
Her name's
However, Angelina Jolie did the damn thing.
I mean, she did, but it's
Every
not,
time-
they didn't give me what I wanted.
everything
And
around
better.
Angelina Jolie's performance is average, but she is fantastic.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
She really is, especially when she walks into that christening and she's like, oh, and I was like, ooh, like when she's just angry but like, you know, in a very some like a snake.
What?
That was like,
She's a Slytherin.
It's like you know, when a snake is like when Ka is like seducing a creature and then it like strikes. That's what she kind of was like in that scene where she was like an angry like snake that's about to strike, but before she goes for it, she's like slithering around and being like faux charming, and it's a great scene.
I just want to thank Angelina Jolie for having so much respect for Eleanor Audley, who did the original voice of Maleficent, because she channeled her performance as Maleficent in the original movie so well.
She did a
does
good
it
job with
so good. The laugh, the way that she speaks, everything is
And
so
she nailed that accent, and that's a hard accent to get. Like they even pulled it up in like this Wired technique critique where they talk about
I've seen
accents.
Those are cool.
Yeah, he even like featured Angelina Jolie in that, and it was like he was like, she did a great job. She absolutely nailed this. So I was like, cool. But like they didn't give me what I wanted, and that's why I don't like this movie.
Yeah, I get that, because honestly, I don't like when I feel like if you're gonna tell a story about a villain, tell a story about a villain.
Yeah.
Don't be like, we're gonna tell a story about a villain, but now they're not a villain.
Yeah, I don't like that. I
Because
don't
the same
care if
thing
it's for
that-
children.
It also,
Just tell me the
like,
story.
Completely goes against Sleeping Beauty.
Exactly.
So it's like, well, now how does this work? Disney
Yeah.
has two continuities where in one Maleficent is a villain and in one she's not, and it's like, what? How does that work?
It's the same feeling I had when they
Like-
decided Mystique is gonna be the leader of the X-Men, and like the trilogy that is over. But it's just like, what are y'all doing? Like, she is, you know,
Especially
you
because
can
like
switch back and
Just
forth, but
make
goodness
her
gracious.
bad,
'Cause
but
the
make
whole
us
point-
like the bad.
it's also weird
Exactly.
because I think the framing device of this movie is like, this is the story. You were told one story, but this is the actual story. So now they're saying the movie that they made isn't true anymore. Like, what? How does that? So Sleeping Beauty is just someone else's version of this story.
But also, I
And
just
this is
felt
the
like
real
it's kind of
version?
a cop out because you wanted to make a movie about a villain and pull us back in with the story, but you weren't willing to really go there and explore the villain. I think they were just, it was a cop out, is also what
Yeah.
it feels like.
Which I guess isn't surprising, because it's like, you know, we make movies for kids. How far can we actually take the making them like a villain thing?
Disney Channel has a whole series about a bunch of children who are the children of villains.
Descendants.
Right. How many of those kids are evil as the protagonist?
All of them.
They're all kind of bad.
All
That's
of
the
them.
thing. That
No,
was
isn't
the
the point of it
appeal.
like they were bad?
In the first movie, they literally, like, I'm sorry. Now, Homegirl date raped a boy,
oh boy.
and we're rooting
Oof.
for her throughout the entire movie.
Oof.
When you say we,
The audience
No,
is
the audience
encouraged
is rooting
to-
for her
to
the
root
entire
for her.
movie.
they have date rape and a, never mind.
She gives him a love potion and a cookie,
And never mind. I don't want to.
and then he stays with her for the rest of the series.
Wait, is
Oh,
that
she-
Mal and...
Mal and Ben. She stole him from another girl.
Why do I know this? Because I've seen the first movie.
Wow.
I know, I couldn't even finish
Wow.
the first movie.
Wow.
This is on Disney Channel, ladies and gentlemen. And
Oh,
most
wow.
of the kids ended up liking Uma, who was the villain
wow.
of the second movie.
I mean,
She's
Yeah, that's cool.
Ursula's.
Ursula's daughter.
Got it. Why do
You
I
can
know
get
this?
kids to like villains. It's okay.
you can definitely
Yeah.
get kids to like villains, but like when you are making a nationally released theatrical movie that all the parents are going to take their kids to, they're probably thinking maybe we should have some redeeming qualities in our character. When like honestly, bro, you named her Maleficent and she's an evil dragon. Like,
Exactly. Like, just
pick another character.
Just freaking just commit. Like,
Yeah.
Because commit and make it PG-13 so the parents know, oh, this is PG-13. Maybe I shouldn't be taking my child to this. That's all you need, to be honest. And
This-
like market it correctly.
Was this PG?
Yeah,
Whack.
exactly.
Are there other characters in this movie to talk about?
Yeah.
I mean, there's Maleficent, there's
her
Aurora, there's
crow
the king.
that I was very attracted to.
Who?
Thank you.
Really?
Who?
Oh
Man,
boy,
I
that plays the
Can't
crow.
speak to your taste, but all right.
Oh, the Crow. Forgot about him.
The crow's
I
attractive.
don't know what you found attractive about that, but all right. Kind of looks like a fish.
She likes
Really?
birds. Come.
His name is Diaval,
Yeah.
and he's played by Sam Riley, who also played Mr. Darcy in Pride and
Yes,
Prejudice
Pride,
and
Prejudice, and
Zombies.
Zombies. Yes. Sorry, I'll calm down. I will stop salivating.
No, this is your brand. Thirst is who you are. We're not Disney. We're gonna let you be you. We're not gonna try to make you PG. If we made a movie about you and your origins, there'd be a lot of thirst in it. We're not gonna take that out. Colin, you thirsting over anybody in this movie?
Can't say I was, no.
That's fair. Do you have any thoughts on
There's
the
like
actual characters?
nobody
or, like,
in
their
this movie
traits?
is. No.
Shout out to Dick Grayson from Titans because he plays the prince.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and then
too.
he didn't get cast for the second
No,
one.
what happened
No, he
was
had
he had
scheduling
scheduling
conflicts.
issues with Titans, so
Yeah, I
Brenton
figured.
Thwaites had to be recast for the second one. But I love Brenton Thwaites.
Yeah, I don't remember many of the characters.
They're not very memorable. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
But-
Literally just Angelina Jolie.
Everybody outside of Angelina Jolie, everything else is just average.
I mean, I would argue that she was average. This
She
whole
is
movie was
absolutely not.
average. Like,
I just-
Yeah.
Also, like, to me, if you're gonna be in the episode, we got to do the whole like.
Demi's always here.
She's always here, lurking like a crow.
Okay, what's the next part of our thing?
We're still talking,
we're
about, characters. I'm disappointed in the waste of Chateau Copley because he's great. He's the king who says Maleficent.
Oh,
instead of
is he
Maleficent.
really Scottish? Or...
He's South African.
Oh. Okay.
But that's the thing is like he's great in pretty much every movie he's in, and he always has more to do. Like Free Fire, The A-Team, District 9, which is where we all found him for the first time.
Yeah.
Chappie, he's amazing in Chappie. But then this one, he's just a Disney parent,
Look,
so
he's
he does
just,
nothing.
He's just there to like have a villain that isn't Maleficent instead of them,
Yeah.
you know, being brave and making her a villain and having us somehow still
gonna die in this
cheer
hill.
for her.
That's fair.
So his wife is Eleanor from Black
And I'm
Sails.
upset that you didn't tell me because like I saw her and I was like, I feel like I know who that is, but I couldn't figure it out. And so then after the movie, I went on IMDb and I was so mad at you because you didn't tell me. Then again,
she
that
has
wouldn't have made
such
that
a
movie better.
s-
She's in it for those
such a
2 seconds.
small-
She says like one thing. She says,
Yes.
that's a nice gift. And then
And then she gets sick and
Yeah.
dies or
Rip.
something.
Yeah.
Oh,
went on to do better things. It's okay.
No, she was in Black Sails at the time that this movie came out.
Oh, dang. All right. Get it, girl.
I got excited when I found out she was in Maleficent only to be in 2 scenes. This is why I'm so used to all the actors that I like only being in 2 scenes in movies.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. Aw.
It's true.
oh. All right. So what I remember about this movie visually is that there's some green and there's some colors, one of which is green. And
I mean, yeah.
There's a lot of green screen. It's
I'm not
that
talking
too.
about the green screen.
Oh.
I mean the color
Same
green.
about
Oh,
color,
yeah,
visual.
You know,
there's a lot of
Maleficent, I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of the trailer for the new one, but her magic has a very
Yeah, it's green.
Yeah.
And from Sleeping Beauty.
Well,
So
her,
her-
magic is green when she's being like angry and full of hate.
Yeah, otherwise it's like gold.
Yeah.
Her magic is green when she's
Right.
evil and gold when she's good.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when she was trying to break the curse, it was gold.
Yeah.
Right? When she
And then the
did it,
curse
it was
shot
green.
back and it was green.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Slytherins are evil. Colin, what do you think about visuals?
Excuse me, sir. I don't appreciate that
Yeah, I mean, we've established
hateful language.
canonically at this point, you just hate good people and like
I
villains.
don't hate good people. I think that
What are you doing? Why are
in
you just figuring
films
it out?
and
It
in
doesn't exist.
stories, people with more questionable morals are more interesting to watch than purely good.
You
She's one of the people who would not have wanted a Captain America or Superman movie.
Unless it starred Chris Evans so that I could
Right.
drool over all of him.
you're thirsty and you like bad people. Those
I
are your
like-
brands.
Bad boys, but only to watch because it's more interesting to watch that unfold than it is to watch something purely good unfold, because purely good is fine, but it's also boring. Like,
It's fine.
look,
You're
I'm
Slytherin.
just, I'm
You have
just
a latent
talking
evil inside
about
you.
like in terms of story, it's a little bit more interesting to see characters that live in a gray area because you don't quite know where they're gonna go. It's harder to predict, and when they do something redeeming, it's like actually like a good feeling that you get from them doing something good because you don't know if they would normally make that choice. Whereas if it's a good person and they make a bad choice, then it's freaking depressing because it's like, wow, this good person just really went down this dark road. Like, no, I'd rather watch bad people doing interesting things than good people do sad things.
This
No, I
train
feel you.
of this train of thought is why we now have a Joker movie.
That's interesting. We're gonna have that's gonna be a conversation for another time. But like, honestly, I agree with like part of what you're saying. Like my favorite superhero kills people all the time. So
Deadpool.
yeah, so like I get what you mean.
But that's not why you like him.
No, but I get what you mean about like
Look,
flawed characters. Basically,
this movie would have been way better if they had like really just gone with
okay, we're,
Oh my
The
God.
villain.
You said that
Gabby,
already.
you
We know.
said
I know.
that. You said
I'm
it
just
twice.
saying
No, I
that
know.
like you have
Get off this hill.
I will die on this hill.
You have a
It's
tendency-
the only thing that's brought it back to life. Sorry, I repeat things a lot.
you have a tendency to be like, oh yeah, I like them because they're con artists. I like them because they drug and rob people. Like, so it's just like it's cool. Just accept who you are. You like evil.
You're so rude. Walk away from me right
And
now.
Salazar Slytherin over here. What were we talking about? Visuals.
Visual.
Colin, do you have any thoughts on the visuals?
I have thoughts.
Ooh.
Maleficent for most of this movie looks whack as fuck.
Really?
Is it the
Wearing
cheekbones?
some Madame Dufair ass hat and the cheekbones. No, don't like it. I think I
like
liked
them.
Maleficent's look in Sleeping Beauty, but once you put it in live action, I hate it. I don't like silly hats. Well, certain silly hats, but her silly hat is too much.
I
I
like
don't like it.
all
Also,
of
the
it
cheekbones. Thank you
visually.
for bringing that up. I hate them.
The cheekbones
They're
are a bit much for me.
horrifying.
But I mean, you know, she's a fairy.
I
She's not
love
human.
the cheekbones.
That's fine. We have other fairies that don't have weird cheekbones. Imelda Staunton doesn't have weird ass cheekbones.
But I like
just- yeah,
Maleficent's
it feels like-
visuals. It's one of the things that like made me want to watch the movie was like the way she
Yo,
looked.
I will say, some of the fairies, like those tree creatures she hangs out with,
Those things
are
are cool.
awesome. I love those. Like, I want more of that shit.
I have a question for Demi because you're my Sleeping Beauty authority. In Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent is green, right? Like her
Yes,
face.
she's got like a pale green
Like a
tint
tinge.
to her. Yeah.
Is that in any part of this movie?
No.
No, she's just pale.
Angelina is
Caucasian the whole
just-
time.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, I think they made her paler.
I mean, white people are pale. I just feel like it'd be more interesting for them to go for it. Like, make her green. I want her to be green. She's green. It's kind of like why like. It's kind of what makes
I
part of what makes her more
liked
memorable is that, you know, she doesn't just
The
look like a
hue.
white lady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She looks like what she is, aka a fairy.
Yeah, and you know, you can be a fairy and not be green. You can be like Umbridge in a pink dress or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
To be fair, she's probably not green to appease the executives at Disney because they really wanted to market her beauty, and she's the only reason why Maleficent looks as menacing as she does. To the point where small children, except for her own daughter, were frightened to come near her.
That's the thing. I feel like if you're going for Angelina's beauty, which, you know, she's very beautiful, don't pull her cheekbones out of her face.
I like
Well,
that.
that's only done because Angelina Jolie was specifically like, no, I want to look like this character. The makeup people and costume people were like, fine, we won't make her green because Disney clearly wants to.
So like compromise,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like make her scary but not too scary.
She can still look pretty and be green. Zoe Saldana does it.
That's true.
That's true, but
And
this
she
was
is
before
green,
that
green.
time. Well,
green.
it's about the same time.
Yeah, no, but she wanted Angelina
I'm
Jolie
sure there have been
specifically
pretty
wanted to
Elphabas
keep.
like.
Yeah, but she
You
wanted to
could do
look
it.
menacing. Elphaba and I would say Gamora aren't meant to look menacing. Like
That's true.
Gamora's meant to look threatening, but she's not meant to scare children.
Yeah, I just feel like either go with we want to portray a beauty or we want to scare kids. Don't half-ass it like you did the rest of the movie. Gabby, is
Jesus.
there anything about this movie that you like? What's your favorite aspect of the movie? In other words,
Well, I said that I
gotta ask.
liked the scene where Angelina Jolie's character.
she's slithering in like a snake.
Yeah,
'cause you're
she
a
kind of
Slytherin.
like shut up. Like the scene where she actually curses the baby. That scene was like amazing. And then I really liked the guy that plays the crow, whose name escapes me right now. He was just. I had a great time watching him act.
Watching him act, she says.
Watch it for the plot.
Oh God. Yep. I'm reading it for the articles.
Yeah.
Is that about it for you?
Yeah, she was great in that scene. I just, like I said, I wanted what I wanted and I didn't get it, and that's why this movie's not the best for me.
Colin,
Dallas.
It sounds like your favorite part of the movie was like the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, everything before Aurora comes in is great.
Why?
A, Maleficent doesn't look terrible. B, I don't know. It felt like there was much more of a story there. Like, I got what was going on. She grew up with this dude. He betrayed her. She was like, all right, now things are going down. Solid, cool, we're there. And then Aurora shows up and the movie just kind of wanders. Like, we're going to take Aurora away and raise her somewhere so that the curse doesn't happen. And Maleficent, for some reason, decides to help this child. I never really understood why. And it was just like,
Yeah.
it was weird and meandering and not very interesting. I felt like the movie lost focus after that.
You know why? Because they wanted to make her good.
Well, I feel like she doesn't let all these bad things happen to Aurora because she's like, I put a curse on this little girl. She gonna die by my hand and nobody else's.
I feel like in Gabby's version of the movie they would make, that would be the case. It doesn't really come off that way.
No. That's how it is until we get to the point where she starts actually liking this child.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh no, I like this child. I guess I'm not, even though she's like, to herself, she's like, I don't want anything else to kill her. Deep down, she's like, no, I just
Is that what? I didn't get any of that.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
didn't
it is.
really
That's why
get
she
that.
saves the girl from falling off a cliff because she's like, nah, my spell, my curse. I'm not gonna let this child fall off a cliff when I have put a whole spell out. Like, what a waste of my magic.
I remember also not getting that from the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have went a little harder with that. No one's going to kill you but me.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you say that to a child, it makes
I mean, you
the
don't
movie
say
more,
it to the child. You just say it to yourself about the child. But then we know, and that's
no one kills
okay.
her but me.
Yep.
I don't know.
Dallas.
Yes, Colin.
What's your favorite aspect of this
That's a
movie?
good question.
He doesn't remember enough of the movie to tell you.
Hey.
I don't really have one, but I can say this. I really, really wanted to like this movie. Only for the fact that my mom's favorite Disney character was Maleficent. Like, she was really big on that. I have a picture in my old house, which is probably in my new, I don't know, somewhere, of like her dressed as Maleficent for like a work Halloween party and stuff
Nice.
like that. So I was like, yo, they're making a movie about Maleficent. My mom would have loved that. I'm going to watch it. And I watched it and I was like, this is boring.
No.
But,
Sad.
but I was like, man, this is really cool. So I'm hoping for the second one that I would just skip, if not for Kayla, who's definitely going to want to watch it, that with it being called Mistress of Evil,
That she's actually going to...
they're going to like,
evil?
you know, do what they
Surprise,
should.
the
Hopefully.
Mistress of Evil is Aurora's stepmom or some shit.
It
Like,
actually, yeah, that's
yeah,
what it is.
that's
It's her
probably what it
mother-in-law.
is.
Or it could be one of the minority fairies that they brought out of the shadows in the trailer.
Oh, I hope not.
She would tell.
If the black guy is the evil.
No, he can't be the mistress. It's going to be like a black woman fairy.
Ah, there we go.
Then they're gonna have some explaining to do.
Like, Angelina's too pretty and white. We can't make her evil. We gotta cast somebody of color for that.
Okay, we gotta move on from that statement
Yikes.
right now.
Gabby.
Look,
Just keep yelling at her.
I looked into this one.
What are your expectations from the sequel?
Look, I saw the trailer and I was like, this looks interesting. And then I read the plot description a little, not detailed. It's just like
Sure.
a teaser
Like a
plot.
synopsis type
Yeah.
thing.
And I was like, this is no longer interest me really. Because they're not going to make her evil. Like, you're not giving me what I want. I'm just
They might.
mad. I'm just a grumpy little spoiled little child.
All right.
That's how I feel. Because
fair.
I'm like, I don't think this movie can satisfy me because they're not really going to give me the story that I would like. So, but we'll see. I'm probably going to watch it.
Remind me, to me, or one of you. You all watched the movie recently. Did she turn into a dragon at the end of the
No,
movie?
her
She
crow
turns
turns
Diaval
into
into a
the
dragon.
Black.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I think that was my
Right?
biggest disappointment in the movie. It was like, she better turn into a dragon. Didn't even get the bad dragon. Colin,
Oh, wow.
what are you expecting?
Yeah.
Oh, you're reading the premise?
Wow.
Thank you, Colin.
Wow, it's really about Philip's mom is the evil. Wow, what a waste.
It's
I just
such a waste.
I don't know.
What's the point?
I've never really cared about Sleeping Beauty and I never really cared about Maleficent. So watching this movie, it was like, all right,
But
this
she-
is whatever. And then I realized what it was turning into and I was like, wait, this is not what I expected. And I don't really care.
She has such a
and
great aesthetic. Like,
I just
Right.
like,
that
and
they
now there's
could
a
have just
sequel
rolled
that's,
with it.
the sequel is like You're getting married and your mother-in-law doesn't like you, and that's the
It's
plot.
basically the plot of Monster-in-Law, but trickle
it
Maleficent
sounds like a
in.
family rom-com,
Just
and I'm like,
trickle Maleficent in.
where
Yo.
And
where is
then
the magic and the
corny
fighting and the
voiceover. Also, that bothered me was the really corny voiceover over everything. I just wanted to like grab something and just like ring it. It just bothered me. But I think it was really corny, and I didn't like the corniness.
The word of the day is corny. Also, that gives me an idea. I just kind of want, like, instead of this, just like a version of Monster-in-Law, but the Monster-in-Law is Maleficent and she turns into a dragon, so she's like an actual monster. And then J-Lo is like marrying her son. I don't know. That was J-Lo, right?
Yep.
Yes.
It was J-Lo. It was back when J-Lo was making rom-com after rom-com and raking in the cash.
Raking in that cash, I guess. I don't know. Jenny from the block. What am I expecting? I'm going to ignore everything you guys said and hold out hope that she's going to be evil by the end of the movie.
If only.
It's called Mistress of Evil, and her name is still Maleficent.
And it's referring to Michelle Pfeiffer's character.
Stop it. Disney. I mean, whatever. They have more hits than misses. All right.
They
else?
do.
Yeah.
They usually have more hits than misses.
Any final thoughts on Maleficent, Colin? Yeah? No? Closing thoughts? No?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Gabby, we know you hate it. Demi, since you're here and acting like you're not, talk about the movie that's kind of an adaptation or a sequel or something to your favorite Disney movie.
I think I've said enough. It's average except for Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, that's your thesis. Fair. All right. This has been another... Actually, this has been a particularly negative episode of Creative Differences. Like, I don't think we've had an episode so far where just across the board.
We all
we're
just
man,
shat on the movie. Why did we even review this?
I don't even dislike this movie. I was just bored. But like, you were going in.
It's because I'm bitter.
And then the one part that you and Demi liked about it, Colin was going in on that. So it's just like we've covered every aspect of this movie negatively.
Oh, goodness.
But that's fun. All right, time for the shout outs. Crown Digital, thank you so much for putting us on Spotify and Apple. Thank you, Demi, for putting us on YouTube, as always. Thank you, Colin and Gabby, for waiting until the end to pull out your phones and scroll through your social media.
You're welcome, buddy.
Anytime.
And Colin, you usually don't wait, but whatever. You can find us on Twitter at y'all_different. You can find us on Tumblr at Creative Differences Podcast. It's really nice. Demi designed it. Check it out. You can find us on Facebook at Creative Differences. Just search for it. It's the whole thing. And you can find us on YouTube. You probably listen to us on YouTube. Maybe not. I don't know. Colin, where can they find you?
Where can they find you?
That's what I asked you first. Go.
Well, I just feel like you were already listing things, and usually after that, you go and you can find me.
You can find me on Twitter at a king named Simba.
Well, you don't have to sound so upset about it. You can find me on Twitter at Duck McGuck.
You can find me, Gabby, on Instagram at Stegosoria. Soria is spelled S-O-R-I-A.
So I sounded sad. Gabby sounded.
No, Gabby just sounds tired, which
I'm
she is.
so
and that's
tired.
fair.
Gabby sounds bleak. I think that's pretty much it. All right. It's been different. Let us know if you hate this movie as much as Gabby does, or if you just hate Angelina Jolie's face as much as Colin does.
Dallas!
Gabby. All right, guys. It's been different.
Ugh.